Do not spend $30,000 to solve a $5,000 problem before you sell your home in Knoxville. That's how equity quietly escapes through the side. Hey, y'all, hey. I'm Chris Ball with Chris Ball Properties and Keller Williams Realty right here in Knoxville, Tennessee. We are the #4 real estate team in Knoxville by volume. RealTrends Verified. Our sellers, on average, sell their home for 5% more than they price it at, and in about 31 days. And a big part of that is knowing exactly what to fix before listing, and just as importantly, what to leave alone. Because here's the trap that most sellers fall into. They think preparing a home to sell means spending big money. It usually does not. Today I'm walking you through exactly what to fix before selling your home in Knoxville, and what to skip, and how to spend your prep dollars where they actually move the needle. Let's get into it. Now, let's start with the principle that should drive every prep decision you make. You do not need to renovate your entire home before selling. Most buyers are not looking for protection. They're looking for confidence. That confidence comes from 3 things: cleanliness, condition, and presentation. A home that feels clean, bright, well-maintained, and easy to move into will usually create more buyer interest than a home with expensive updates, but obvious maintenance concerns. So the goal is not to over-improve. The goal is to remove doubt. Every single repair or update should answer one question: will this help buyers feel better about the home? If that answer is yes, it may be worth doing. If that answer is no, it's a waste of your time, money, and energy. That's the filter for everything that follows. Every improvement falls into one of 3 buckets, and knowing which is where sellers save or lose thousands of dollars. Bucket 1 is must-fix items. These are the problems that start buyers cold, create inspection issues, or trigger financing or appraisal concern. These are the ones that make a buyer think, what else is wrong with this house? Roof leaks or visible roof damage, an HVAC system that's not working right, plumbing leaks, electrical concerns, active water damage or structural issues, rotting wood or safety issues, broken windows, fungal growth or moisture concerns. Address those before the listing, because buyers will forgive outdated finishes, but they are far less forgiving when they believe the home has major hidden issues. So before you touch anything cosmetically, identify anything that could scare a buyer or create an inspection problem, and handle those first. Bucket number 2 is high return improvement. These lift buyer perception without major renovation. The smaller practical upgrades that make a home feel fresher, brighter, and more move-in ready. Fresh neutral paint, updated light fixtures, new cabinet hardware, fresh landscaping and mold, pressure washing, deep cleaning, and minor drywall repair, or updated faucets. Replacing a professionally cleaning stained carpet, recaulking the kitchen and bath, or clean windows. These work because they make the home feel right. Buyers may not cautiously register every detail, but they absolutely notice whether your home feels fresh, clean, and cared. Focus your energy here in the things that make the home photograph better, show better, and feel easier to say yes to. Bucket 3, well, it's the low return and unnecessary upgrades. The ones to skip. Full kitchen renos, full bathroom reno, luxury finishes outside your home's price, highly personalized design choices, expensive custom features, or major additions right before selling. Overbuilding compared to the neighbor. A lot of sellers overspend here because they assume new always means more money, and it doesn't. Sometimes buyers would rather make those choices themselves. They often like the smaller ones that create nearly the same confidence as a fraction at the cost. Before any major renovation, compare the cost, the timeline, and the expected return, and the buyer's demand specific in your price. Like I said, do not spend $30,000 to solve a $5,000 problem. Now, let's get specific about where those dollars work hardest, starting outside. Now, buyers begin judging a home before they ever walk inside. The exterior sets the tone of the show, and if the outside looks neglected, buyers assume the inside is too. The high-impact curb appeal moves their cheap. A clean entryway, fresh mulch, trim landscaping, some flowers, a mowed lawn, pressure washed driveway and home, clean windows, fresh paint on the door. Honestly, updated house number, working exterior light, none of those are expensive. It just has to make the home feel cared. Here's your action step. Go stand at the curb and look at your home like a buyer. What creates confidence? What creates hesitation? Fix the hesitation first. And then there's paint, which is one of the simplest ways to change how a home feels. Fresh paint makes a home feel cleaner, brighter, newer, and better maintained. Go neutral with consistent tones throughout. Repair nail holes, touch up trim, and no bold or distracting color. We don't like canary yellow anymore. And let me be clear, neutral does not mean boring. It means flexible. Buyers need to picture themselves living there, in strong personal colors or warm paint that makes it harder. Primers paint in the main living areas, the entryway, the kitchen, and the primary bedroom. And any room with visible wear. 3 more areas buyers react to immediately. Flooring. Flooring sets a feeling the second a buyer walks in. Worn, stained, or mismatched flooring makes a home feel tired. Or even anything else is solid. But you don't always have to replace it all. Deep clean the carpets. Replace the heavily stained sections. Repair damaged areas. Clean the grout. Fix loose transitions shit. And get rid of pet. Focus on what buyers see immediately in photos and in person. Entry areas, living spaces, hallways, and the primary bedrooms or room. Kitchens and bathrooms matter a lot, but they rarely need full renovations. Small updates do most of the work. Deep cleaning, replacing dated hardware or updating faucets, swapping out light fixtures, recocking tubs and showers, refreshing the grout, painting cabinets when it makes sense, clearing the countertops, fixing leaks and improving the lighting. Buyers watch these spaces closely because they affect daily life. And a clean, bright, functional kitchen often feels better than an expensive remodel that doesn't match the buyer's taste. In lighting, it ties it all together. Homes that feel bright show. Dark homes feel smaller, older, and less inviting. So replace the burned out light bulbs. Use consistent bulb tone. Open the blinds. Clean the windows. And update outdated fixtures. And add lamps to darker rooms. Light creates energy and makes buyers more comfortable in the space. And it helps the home photograph better online, which matters because, again, the first showing happens on a screen. Here's what's helpful to understand. Buyers, they're not walking through a contractor's checklist. They're asking themselves 3 questions. Does this home feel taken care of? Can I move in without major issues? And does this home feel worth the price? Every prep decision you make should support yes to those 3. They notice cleanliness, smells, lighting, floor, paint condition, kitchen and bath condition, curb appeal, storage, and room flow, and any sign of water damage or neglect. And there are 3 things most sellers get wrong. The first, it's over upgrade. Spending too much on improvements that don't lift the final sell price enough to justify the cost, which just shrinks your net profit and delays your launch. The second, it's ignoring the small issues. A dripping faucet, a cracked outlet cover, a loose doorknob or toilet, damaged trim. They seem minor to you, but to a buyer, they raise a bigger question. If they didn't take care of this, then what else did they ignore? Small fixes protect buyer costs. The third is waiting too long. Preparation takes time, and sellers who wait until the last minute to rush their decisions miss early wins. Delayed photography and a launch before the home is ready, which kills first week momentum. The best time to prepare is before the home hits the market. Not if buyers have already formed an opinion. That's exactly what I mean by get ahead of the market and don't chase. So here's the smarter way to approach. Before you change anything, ask 3 questions. What will improve the first impression? What will remove any buyer's concern? And what will help the home show better online and in person? These 3 questions separate smart preparation from wasted spend. A smart strategy focuses on safety, maintenance, cleanliness, curb appeal, light, neutral presentation, buyer confidence, online appeal, and cost versus return. The goal is not perfection. The goal is a buyer who feels confident is more likely to schedule a showing, more likely to make an offer, and move smoothly through inspections and negotiation. And here's the local truth from someone who lists and sells home in this market every week. Sellers often think preparation means spending big money, and in fact, it usually doesn't. The smartest improvements are simple, practical, and focused on buyer confidence. Knoxville buyers compare homes fast across West Knoxville, Farragut, Hardin Valley, Maryville, Powell and Carnes, Oak Ridge, Bearden, and Hall, all at once, weighing different areas, price ranges, and lifestyles before they decide. That means that your home has to feel competitive online and in person. Cleanliness, condition, and curb appeal, lighting, and presentation can make a major difference in how buyers perceive that. The homes that feel cared for and create more confidence, and confidence creates more. That's how our sellers sell 5% more than they list on average and on 31 days in the market. It's intentional, it's purposeful, and it's a plan. Not if you're getting ready to sell your home in Knoxville, Farragut, West Knoxville, Hardin Valley, or anywhere across East Tennessee, and you want to know exactly what to fit and what is worth spending the money and what's not for your specific home and price range, well, that's the walkthrough I do with all my sellers before we ever pick up a payment. Let's spend your prep dollars where they actually move the needle, and let's get ahead of the market together, not shake. Reach out to me directly. I'm Chris Ball with Chris Ball Properties at Keller Williams Realty. And if this has helped, do me a favor, subscribe and hit the bell, because we put our West Knoxville and East Tennessee selling strategies out like this every month. I'll see you on the next.